What is going on, everyone? Badger here. Sure to like and sub, and let's get into this. Avatar was dividing because, I think a lot of the fans that liked it, most of them, and by their own admission, they were just happy that they thought it was better than the movie. But the movie was so low quality and not well received that was not exactly a high bar to climb. And boy, especially now after watching all 8 episodes of The Gentleman, where every episode is 40 minutes and feels like it's 2 hours because there's so much story and character development. No, no, no. The Netflix, The Last Airbender show is just a complete failure now. They failed to translate what an animated show did in 20 minutes, and they had almost hour-long episodes. But here we have shocking to some, not so shocking to others, Netflix's live-action Avatar: The Last Airbender showrunner jump ship will now serve as executive producer on Disney's Percy Jackson and the Olympians series. So in a major staffing shakeup for the Netflix series, I'll bet an unsurprising one given the quality of its first season, Netflix Avatar, The Last Airbender showrunner Albert Kim. Albert Kim, of course, who was working with the original creators before they left, and now we realize they left because they wanted to change so much. Albert Kim has reportedly exited the series in favor of a new position at a rival studio. Word of Kim's voluntary departure was first broken on April 4th, courtesy of Variety's Joe Otterson. Relaying information originally provided to him by his supposed insider sources, Otterson revealed that in light of the recent expiration of his multi-year Avatar development contract with Netflix, Kim had chosen to explore new opportunities by accepting a position as an executive producer on Disney's Percy Jackson and the Olympians series. Kim's new contract will also see him help to develop a number of to-be-determined projects for the House of Mouse. So he's gone to fail over at Disney, and trust me, every hand that he has in any of these shows is going to fail, including Peter Jackson and the Olympians, which is already word that it's not getting the budget or a continued series they thought it was going to. So that's fine. Let him fail over there. And it just goes to show he didn't have the dedication to be running Avatar to begin with. So maybe they will bring back some actual people that like the animated series and can adapt it proper and not try to make it into a Game of Thrones ripoff. Relaying information. Okay, that was it. Kim's new contract will also see him develop. Right. Fail at that. Notably, the now ex-showrunner's exit comes just a little over a month after Netflix announced that they had renewed Avatar: The Last Airbender for 2 final seasons, which is, if your shit just got renewed, why aren't you staying? Maybe he wanted more money too. As such, per Otterson's sources, the series will now be co-helmed by the first season's executive producer Jabbar Rassani, Jesus, whose previous Hollywood credit includes serving as the visual effects supervisor on Game of Thrones and Stranger Things, and co-executive producer Christine Boylin, whose work history includes stints as the supervising producer on Once Upon a Time and a co-executive producer on Marvel's The Punisher. Unfortunately for the widely panned adaptation, Kim is but the latest of its major production talent to have exited the series prior to its conclusion. Yeah, this is where we were talking about the original creators, Michael DiMartino and Brian Konietzko, left the project over creative differences regarding its direction, which now I understand. When Brian and I signed on to the project in 2018, we were hired as executive producers and showrunners, explained DiMartino in an open letter published to his personal blog. In a joint announcement for the series, Netflix says it was committed to honoring our vision for the retelling and to supporting us on creating the series, as we expressed how excited we were for the opportunity to be at helm. Unfortunately, things did not go as well as I had hoped. I realized I couldn't control the creative direction of the series, but I could control how I responded, he further detailed. So I chose to leave the project. It was the hardest professional decision I've ever had to make, and certainly not one that I took lightly, but it was necessary for my happiness and creative integrity. No one in Hollywood knows what that is, but integrity. And who knows, he added, Netflix live action adaptation of Avatar has the potential to be good. It might turn out to be a show many of you will end up enjoying, but what I can be certain about it is whatever version ends up on screen, it will not be what Brian and I had envisioned for our or intended to make. Yeah, Key part there. Likewise, in a statement published to his personal Instagram, Knizko similarly asserted, when Netflix brought me on board to run this series alongside Mike 2 years ago, they made a very public promise to support our vision. Unfortunately, there was no follow through on that promise, though I got to work with some great individuals, both on Netflix's side and our own small development team. The general handling of the project created what I felt was negative and unsupportive environment. And that's just them. Yeah. All in all, now in hindsight, I would say it was probably a good decision they left. The only things I even liked about the adaptation were Zuko and Uncle Iroh. Everything else, the kids acting, I did not feel was up to par. I felt every character got stripped of their nuance, and it just I just led to a lot of not giving a shit when I give a shit about the actual animated series. Let me know what you think of this. Are you happy to see Albert gone, and do you think maybe this will lead to a more animated, accurate adaptation of the second and third season? I don't know. I personally, I'm happy Albert was gone. I think he was the wrong choice to begin with, and really they should go back to the showrunners and with hat in hand and beg them to come back to finish the second and third season if there's anything they can salvage. But yeah, let me know what you think of this. Make sure to like, share, and sub. If you've done that, thank you. If you're gonna do that, thank you. And I gotta hit the button, or otherwise it doesn't do a thing.
Well, bye.